On my way to work, but I've just received a call and I've got to take a bit of a detour. A massive storm blew up last night, and I'm suspecting this penguin I'm going to see right now was caught right in the middle of it. Hello.
Go in here and
No worries, thank you.
American visitors Dan and Ashley have found an injured penguin washed up on Bondi Beach while they were going for a late night swim.
I'm just going to have a little look at him, and I just don't want to stress him out too much right now. Buddy.
I figured he might be in a little bit of trouble, kind of the way he was walking, the way he was using his wing and stuff, so we couldn't really leave him there, so we decided we'd grab him.
Is there a name for him?
We've been calling him Harmon.
Harmon. So was he unable to move when you saw him?
No, he wasn't unable to move, he just seemed like he
Didn't really want to.
didn't really want to move that much. He just seemed like he was kind of struggling, but he did move.
He's not meant to be in a bathtub. So in his mind, he's freaking out right now. Harmon must be terrified. I'm thinking the poor little guy normally lives in a penguin colony on the northern side of the harbour. And during last night's storm, he's been tossed around and blown way off course. That explains how he ended up being washed ashore at Bondi at 3 a.m. But it doesn't explain why he's so weak and why he's left himself so open to predators.
My buddy. Go get better, huh?
Okay, thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much.
There is something seriously wrong with little Harmon, and there's absolutely no chance of him surviving the ocean until I figure out what it is.
Oh my God, so embarrassing.
9-month-old Ava has been rushed into the Bondi Referral Hospital SASH with a bizarre problem.
She went in the laundry and she stole some underwear. I was chasing her, tried to stop her, but she wouldn't stop. She would eat everything. And it was too late.
I can't feel anything stuck
Well,
here.
they were very small.
Were they small ones? I know it's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing, especially in front of them.
One tiny G-string could cause Ava serious internal problems.
There is a chance it can pass through and she'll poop it out, but there's probably more risk than anything that it's going to get stuck somewhere along her gut, and that's bad news for Ava because that would mean surgery. The easiest way to get them out would be to make her vomit, which happens pretty quickly.
Yeah.
We give her an injection.
Yeah.
If she vomits, it will come out, hopefully come out straight away, but there is a big risk with making them vomit because it's something that is fabric,
of course.
that when they vomit, they can actually choke on it, and that can be life-threatening. Give her a cuddle.
Oh, please, do your best.
Back at the clinic, Chris is trying to find out why Harmon is so weak.
So I'm sitting here checking his heart, which sounds okay. Notice his eyes are actually quite sunken, so he is certainly dehydrated, and that comes from the fact that he hasn't eaten, really, certainly today. Birds, like penguins, get their water through their fish, and if he hasn't eaten, then he hasn't drunk either. Pretty small, aren't you? I reckon you might be young. Young kid not able to handle a big surf, huh? Is that what happened?
As he checks the penguin's weight, he makes an alarming discovery.
Give me a second. What is that? Can't be. You see this? That's a tick. Look at it, it's been feeding off little Harmon here for at least a few days, and all the while that ticks are feeding, they're injecting their saliva, which has a toxin which paralyses them. But it paralyses them from the back forward. Why couldn't he stand up on the beach this morning? Why couldn't he run away? Paralysed legs. Just got to be careful to get all of the tick. And that's it right there. It's a big tick. Big tick. A paralysis tick on a dog or a cat, absolutely. But on a penguin, it's got to be some sort of first. Another one. Can you believe it? There it is, number 2. Just in awe of the fact that one of these could be fatal for a big dog. He's got 2.
Chris is now considering giving Harmon a tick anti-serum, normally used on cats and dogs. But it's impossible to predict what effect it will have on a penguin.
I can give Harmon the tick serum and risk him suffering a fatal allergic reaction, or I can do nothing and potentially watch him die from the effects of the paralysis ticks. This is such a tough call.
Lauren, this is Ava.
Hi,
Ava's swallowed her mummy's G-string.
Lovely.
So mummy's very embarrassed about it, but I think we've caught it early, so hopefully we can get her to vomit and get it out the easy way.
Okay.
9-month-old Ava is about to get a shot of apomorphine to help her bring up the underwear.
The biggest problem that can happen with making a dog vomit up something that's soft and large is that when they're vomiting, it can become stuck in their airways, so they can choke. So we need to have a catheter ready, an anaesthetic ready, because if that happens, we've got to anaesthetise her straight away and get that thing out.
All right, Ava, just a bit noisy, sweetheart. Just a bit noisy.
All right, sweetheart. I know. I know. You're a good girl. You're a good girl. These always freak me out at the best of times because it can really go pear-shaped. All right, Ava, 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 Ava. The soul bit's over. The soul bit's over. Actually, not really. I'm going to make you feel a bit sick soon.
Really worried, really, really worried. And I just hope that she could vomit, and that's all. That's all I hope.
I'm sorry. I hate giving them this. It's not just so mean. All right, gorgeous, now we wait.
Thank you. You stand up for us?
Harmon is now feeling the full effects of the tick paralysis. The penguin can no longer stand up.
Harmon is getting much worse, so that's really made the final decision for me.
Not going to move?
I just don't think he's going to survive without having that anti-serum. So I'm just going to have to take the risk there could be a potentially fatal allergic reaction.
Right, fingers crossed. That's all you've got.
Harmon will now be monitored constantly to make sure he has no adverse reaction to the serum.
Chrissy, there.
While the penguin rests, a phone call alerts Chris to an emergency case about to arrive at the clinic.
All right, Kurt, come straight through. Right, so what's happened?
He's been stung by a blue bottle in the mouth and it's run 100%. He's down at Malabar trying to stick him off the rocks. Came back like this, like I thought he had a twitch or something. Picked up a stick with a blue bottle on it and then he was shaking his head. So definitely stung by a blue bottle.
Blue bottles are a constant danger on Australian beaches.
Along the line of the blue bottle tentacle are a whole lot of stinging cells. Now these, once they detect skin or the inside of Kaiser's mouth, in this situation, they fire a little arrow and that arrow contains a toxin. Not only is that extremely painful, the worrying thing for me right now is that this is going to start to shut off that airway. And in a boxer like Kaiser, there's not much room to start with. Yeah, there's a little bit of swelling around the back of his throat there. That lymph gland is just the slightest bit enlarged actually at the moment. What I might do straight away is give him an injection of corticosteroids to try and basically reverse the effects of any allergic reaction he could be having to the sting.
Okay.
Do you mind if I take him out the back to give him this?
No.
I just need to get someone to actually hold that pain up for me.
Yeah, no, that's all right. He's all right.
Thanks, mate. I won't be a second. The worrying period for me is the next 10 or 20 minutes. That is the time when it could shut down the airway altogether. There's no reason why a blue bottle sting to a dog in that mouth or throat area couldn't be fatal.
Oh, mate. Is he all right or what? Touch wood, eh?
thing about blue bottles is that it's once they hit the lymph glands, they can have pretty dramatic effects on the circulation. They can cause a pretty big drop in blood pressure.
Kaiser has just been stung on the mouth by a blue bottle.
His breathing's just a little bit gurgly at the moment, and he's quite agitated.
The boxer's air supply is in danger of being cut off by swelling in the mouth and throat.
It's my life, like he's my boy, you know? I hope he's alright.
Now, the blue bottle sting is certainly going to be causing a lot of the anxiety we're seeing in Kaiser, but I can't help but think that some of it's also coming from Kurt. Kurt's wound up, he's stressed, he's very afraid about what's going on, and as a result, Kaiser follows suit. The more stressed he becomes, the more oxygen he actually needs. And right now, every bit of oxygen he actually gets into his body is golden. Just going to go in slowly here.
Chris gives Kaiser an anti-inflammatory shot to quickly bring down the life-threatening swelling.
That's relaxed in there a little bit too. You can see the effect that's had. You see he's just breathing a little bit more comfortably.
Yeah, just waiting here, I just felt physically sick, like still a bit shaky, you know? Like I said, I'd sell everything for my dogs, you know, any one of them, like, they mean everything to me.
Kaiser is lucky. Within half an hour, his breathing has stabilised.
Oh, you're relaxed, aren't you? Look at that.
Kurt is still stressed. He's so in love with Kaiser, he's about to get a tattoo of the boxer.
Oh, I know that I want him forever on my body, like, I mean, you know what I mean? It means, yeah, it means the world to me, yeah. Yep.
Where is he, Kaiser?
Oh my God. It's Kaiser! Hey, Chris.
There you go.
Is he alright or what?
No, he's fine.
Yeah?
He's going to be okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet, 100%?
Yeah, I mean, he's a little bit shaken by the whole thing.
Big boxer.
Good on you, buddy.
I'm seriously, like, you don't understand, like freaking out.
You know, it's fine. I could tell that, don't worry.
It's a lifesaver.
I'm really struggling to think of a time where I've felt more appreciated in my life. But at least he's saying thank you, and that really means a lot.
She's already starting to lick her lips, so she's feeling nauseous, so the vomit's going to happen pretty soon.
9-month-old Ava has been given a shot of apomorphine to help purge the G-string she stole from her owner's laundry.
I know, sweetheart. Oh, I feel so mean doing this.
I feel nauseous yourself.
Here we go. Here we go. Good girl. Good girl. That's a girl.
It's not ideal.
When Ava vomited the first time and there was nothing there, honestly, my heart skipped a beat. I was really anxious.
Lisa's now worried the tiny spaniel won't be able to bring up the underwear. The next option is emergency abdominal surgery.
All right, baby. come
Maybe
on.
the second time lucky. Come on, sweetheart.
His heart rate's certainly stable. There's no sound of any bronchoconstriction, which is the narrowing of the airways in an allergic reaction. So he's tracking along pretty well.
Harmon has made it through stage 1 of his recovery, but the little penguin still has a long way to go.
He's still fighting the effects of the tick paralysis, and we just won't know if that anti-serum's going to work for at least another 24 hours. You know where you're going though, don't you? To my house. You had no choice in the matter at all. Harmon needs peace and quiet to recover and to get his strength back. But a vet clinic full of barking dogs obviously isn't the place to do that. So I'm going to have to take him home with me. That means I've got to tell my flatmates to keep the noise down. Hello, George.
Hello.
Do you have to inspect all visitors, George?
It's been a torrid day for Harmon, and finally the exhausted penguin gets a much-needed feed.
Harmon, meet George. George went in the ocean. He didn't like it. You live in the ocean. You like it.
George is the cat who made headlines when he was cruelly locked in a cage, dumped in the Bondi surf and left to drown. Chris saved him and ended up adopting him.
And now he's living a pretty good life with the occasional visitor. You ever get the feeling you're being watched, Harmon? It's bedtime. I know it's early.
Harmon will need to be checked during the night to make sure the anti-serum is winning the battle against the tick toxin.
Have a good night's sleep, buddy.
The next 12 hours are critical.
Here we go. Here we go. Good girl.
Time is running out for Ava, the little spaniel who swallowed her owner's underwear.
Come on.
If she doesn't throw it up soon, the only answer is emergency surgery.
Come on.
Oh, there we go. Good girl. Oh, I'm going to get some gloves and just make sure. Honestly, I've never been more happy to see a G-string. Good news.
They match your top, see?
They match my top. They match your top too.
Yeah, that's right.
I've given them a rinse.
Thank you.
They came out really easily. So.
Thank you very much.
Ava is ecstatic to be reunited with Monia. But in the future, can the naughty puppy resist her owner's lingerie?
She's obviously happy.
She's going to have to learn her lesson now, lock up the underwear, lock up anything that Ava can get to. She's got a ferocious appetite, and I really don't think she's going to grow out of it. You stick to dog food, huh? No more underwear. You see? No.
But I hope that she's learned the lesson. Have you? Maybe.
You got food on your mind? Mate finger. That's not a fish. That's a fish. Here you go.
Next morning, Harmon is desperate for more food.
That's an improvement, isn't it? Yeah, it's coming.
It's a good sign that he's winning the battle against the tick poison in his system.
This is why I'm quite keen to get him on his way soon. This is behaviour he'd normally display around his mum. He's begging for food, and he's thinking, I'm actually going to regurgitate the food seemingly through my fingers. That's penguin saliva.
Easy into it. Easy into it.
It's salty. He's pretty much ready to make the journey he was trying to attempt during that storm. So we're going to do it for him, but in a bit of a scenic way.
Oh, it's yeah.
Kurt is getting that tattoo of his beloved boxer Kaiser, and it's a lot more painful than he expected.
What we do for our dog today. Yeah, it's pretty bad, eh? It's just like almost to the point of like saying stop, Trevor. But nah, it's just I know the outcome's going to be unreal.
7 hours of pain later.
Have a look at it. Oh my god, that is insane. I'm very happy with that. I'm very stoked with that. Kaiser, look! It's Kaiser! That's you! That's you!
How you going? I'm Chris.
Very well, nice to meet you, Chris. Rick.
Hey, Rick. Now, this is Harmon.
I've never had a passenger like that in my taxi before, I must say. But very excited.
Any extra fare for him?
Absolutely gorgeous. No, not at all. He's free.
And look at this. It's all right, isn't it? Look at that. You reckon? Oh, you want to go, don't you? As soon as we were out in the water, Harmon started to get excited. He's had such a tough battle. I just hope he can find his mates and get on with his life. But with wildlife releases, there's never any guarantees. Is this familiar, Harmon? It all starting to make sense? Won't be too long. It's just a perfect spot. Quiet, secluded beach. We're surrounded by penguin colonies. He just has to jump into that water there and he'll find some friends. It's just spot on. You keep safe, champ. Okay. Here you go. Here you go. In you get. In you go, Chan. In you go. Off you go. To navigate all those challenges, come through it all, and then have this. Great.
Hi, I'm Dr. Danny Dusek from Bondi Vet. If you love our show and want to see more, plus some amazing content about pets and how to care for them, hit the subscribe button. Click that little notification bell and we'll see you on our next video.